Hi, it's Olga Zar. This video is the beginning of the series of videos where I want to show you my top SEO tool for 2024, 2023, and probably 2025 and onwards. SEO Sly, SEO done right. I'm Olga Zar, an SEO consultant in SEO since 2012. Don't forget to subscribe to learn SEO for free with me. Now let's get into the show. If you know me a little bit, you've been following me a little bit, you know that I've been ranting a lot about the Cora SEO tool. And in this video, I want to briefly introduce the tool to you and tell you why I like it so much. So, Cora is an advanced SEO tool which has been created by Ted Kubaitis, who is one of the hosts of SEO Fight Club. So this is an advanced, more complex tool, but the way it works is really transformational. So in a very huge nutshell, it statistically calculates, measures hundreds of ranking factors and creates very detailed and complex reports which basically list all of those ranking factors and tell you exactly what your site, what your page is lacking, what your competitors have, and shows you what things you should work on and in what order, and what things are going to move the needle for you the most. So, if I knew about that tool a few years ago, if I had known about the tool a few years ago, I think a lot of things would change, would look differently now. But I'm happy that I finally started using that tool, and this tool is really transforming my job as an SEO, both for my own websites and for my client work. So the way this tool works is basically you add a keyword, your top keyword. You type in your top keyword. You choose the location. You click search or something like that. Then the tool is showing you the rankings for those keywords. And then you can run a report which will analyze all 100 rankings for that keyword and tell you exactly what you should be doing more of, what you should be doing less of. One of the things, one of the concepts Ted Kubaitis is talking about is the so called factor diversity, which also relates to MC4, which is a Google algorithm. We don't know if it is in the works, if it actually works, but the tests Ted and other SEOs have done prove that there is something to it. So basically, this is about you exploiting one factor and then Google is starting to ignore you for that factor. So, for example, you start building links to your page and your page improves a little bit. So you see, okay, it works. So let's build more links. So you build more links. Then it improves even more. Then you build more, it improves. Then you build more until it stops or it even, for example, drops. And then you kind of wondering what's going on, why it's not working anymore. Maybe I need to build 1 million more backlinks. You build 1 million more backlinks and your site is basically wiped out. So this is the huge oversimplification. But in that case, you exploited this off-page SEO ranking factor, and you forget about other on-page ranking factors that are there, there are hundreds of them. And what this tool allows you to see is you see, okay, so in terms of on-page, off-page, you probably need to build some links, or you don't. The tool will show you that. And there is like a plethora of information regarding on page, like basically everything starting from titles, meta descriptions, all those basic things everyone is talking about, headings. Plus, there are tons of other factors that this tool is also measuring. And the thing that's unique is that for every single query and for every single site within that top 100 search results, the set of requirements, the set of things that sites should do is different. And this tool lets you dive into exactly what you have to do to take the lead or to improve your position. And this is what makes it very unique, because before I knew that tool, the way I was doing SEO was I had, of course, a very good understanding, knowledge of all the SEO documentation from Google. I knew all the best SEO practices. So the way I always did SEO was correct, but it wasn't enough. So my recipe, which has been working very well, but now I have a way better advantage, was okay, so I have a set of pages, a list of pages on the site, and each page, of course, has to have a mapped keyword, target keyword, and I have to make sure that every page out of those pages is actually optimized for that keyword. And optimized for that keywords means internal linking are pointing through the correct anchor text or a close variation that contains that keyword. That's every single page, and that is optimized for its target keyword, meaning it has the keyword in the title, in meta description, in URL, within text, in headings. The structure of headings is okay. There are images. The keyword, maybe if it makes sense, is also in alt text. There are FAQs. The topic is exhausted enough. So all those on-page basics are there in place. Of course, I also referred to what's currently ranking and advised changing the content or writing the content in a way that mimics what's ranking, keeping all those fundamentals kind of in place. And it has been working wonderfully, because I was able to rank tons of websites, including my own websites, my client websites. But there are situations where you do everything right and the site still won't move. Everything is by the book, but those specific pages simply won't move no matter what you do. And this is where Cora comes in. It will give you hundreds of things you can improve on, and you don't have to implement 100 of them all at once. You can start by a few, 3, 5, the easiest ones, and see if something happens. Usually, when you do those changes, you request indexation in Google Search Console, and you can expect changes in 20, maybe 48 hours. Now something is happening with Google indexing, and Caroline Holzman has been also doing some tests on Google indexing and whether JavaScript indexing is really working. But generally now it looks like this process may take longer, so a couple of days should pass. And if those changes you made are the correct ones, you can expect a slight bump up. Sometimes it's all you need to do. You don't need to, in most cases, you don't need to implement 100 things that the tool is telling you, but for very competitive keywords, for high volume keywords, very often you have to do a lot, but this is well worth the effort. So, in many cases, the tool will provide you with very nice quick SEO wins, and this is probably one of the few situations where we can talk about quick SEO wins in SEO. So I strongly recommend checking that. And I could talk on and on about this tool, but I think the best way would be if I maybe show you now what it looks like. And of course, I invite you to subscribe to the tool. My link to the tool is somewhere below. It is just seoslide.com/Cora. This is an affiliate link, but I am really endorsing this tool, and I am an affiliate of a lot of tools, and I don't recommend them because I don't feel they really provide the value they talk about. But this one really does, and that's why I'm creating this series, and I want to educate you more about what this tool looks like. So let me show you that tool. This is the tool, what it looks like. And basically, you plug in your domains into it so that when it runs the report, you will know that the tool is referring to your own domain. You can mark your own domain there, so that this is very easy. There are other built-in tools like volatility tool, indexer. I will talk about them in a separate video. Generally, before you run the report, you of course have to choose whether you are checking desktop, Google, the locations. Let's do United States, and I will show you quickly what it looks like, even though I won't be able to show you the entire report because it takes some time to run the entire report. But okay, best SEO newsletters. This is the keyword I've been working on recently, so I want to check. So I am checking simply the rankings for that keyword, and once the tool checks that, I will be able to decide whether I want to run the report, and I can also adjust the report so that it shows actually what I want to be shown. So the tool is now checking the positions, what's ranking for that keyword, and once it's done, I will be able to configure it further. So as you can see, the tool has run, and now I see the top ranking pages for best SEO newsletters. And we can see that my domain is added as the track domain here. So I can see that. So I can see it here in yellow. So this is my site. I'm quite happy because my newsletter site is ranking here. And then another one is LinkedIn, which I think is also my article. This is my hunch from what I remember. So I have two spots here. I used to have my page with the list of newsletters rank, but I recently made a serious changes to that, and it is possible that it is now out of the index kind of, and it will come back in a few days, hopefully higher than it was. So this is this Google Dance thing that is very worrying for a lot of people. So this is it. When you run the report, you have to choose what pages you think are your competitors. So probably Reddit is not one. So I may be selecting only these three. Then I click Get Data, and in some time I will have this report finished, and I will be able to simply go through all of the requirements, all of the recommendations it has. So in the separate video, I will show you the example Cora report, what it looks like, and how to make sense of it. But with this one, I just wanted to show you the tool, how cool it is, and how it can transform your SEO game, your attention to detail, and your effectiveness as an SEO, because there is no doubt about that with the tool of that kind in your SEO arsenal, you will be way more productive and way more effective. So let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to me, share this video with others, give me comments if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.